Bitch, I'm awesome. Bitch, I'm awesome.
Welcome back to my channel, guys. So today we have a Halloween skull tutorial. So I'm taking a Anastasia Brow Wiz pencil and I'm just outlining, kind of sketching out the placement for my skeleton. You're going to see that I'm pressing on my face a lot, and that's because I'm trying to figure out where my bone structure is so that when I place down the outline for my skeleton, it is going to look as realistic for my face shape. So feel out your face, figure out where your bone structure naturally is, because that's going to give you the best lines and it's going to fit your face the best. It honestly took me a really long time to map out and to stencil out this skeleton, but it's definitely worth it in the end because it'll really fit your face better once you get it down right. And then I would also recommend finding a reference photo on Pinterest, is where I found a reference photo. And then here I'm just mapping out my nose area. And then next, I'm just going to draw vertical lines straight down across my mouth. And these are going to be our markers for our teeth later on. And then I'm just drawing random lines that are kind of like crossing each other, and this is just going to help give some dimension to the teeth later on. This part can be messy, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm taking this Duo black and white paint from the Spirit store, and before I dipped my brush into the paint, I sprayed it with a little bit of Mario Badescu facial spray so that the paint wasn't as thick and that it would go onto the skin a lot easier and be way more pigmented. And then I'm basically just outlining the line I placed that is going across my bone structure. And I'm taking the paint down a little bit, but not all the way yet. I just kind of wanted to fill in the nose area and kind of start playing around with the placement and just make sure I have all my lines in the right place. And then I'm going back over that stencil of the teeth with the black paint again, just drawing right over those vertical lines. And this part can also be messy. It does not have to be perfect. You can see here I'm really concentrating to try to get it perfect, but later on you'll realize that these teeth aren't going to be perfect, and that's totally okay. I did switch over to a smaller pencil brush because the MAC 242 brush I was using just wasn't cutting it. And then I'm also filling in my lips a little bit. And then again, I'm just going to go back in and make these teeth look more realistic. So this isn't going to be the most realistic looking teeth for a real skeleton, but all I'm really doing is drawing two diagonal lines that are connecting at a point. Basically, it's a triangle without the bottom half. And I'm just connecting each teeth to the next, because these teeth are going to end up looking kind of like Hershey Kisses. And then I'm going to fill in the teeth real quick with some of the white paint from the other side of that Duo black and white paint from the Spirit store. And again, I'm just using that little pencil brush to fill them in. This part, again, do not worry about making it perfect. Just try not to go over the lines too much. Try to keep everything kind of central. This white paint was not the best because once it mixed with the black, it kind of turned these teeth gray. But the idea is there. And so I'm going to round out the teeth a little bit more. So I'm taking a little bit of black paint and I'm just rounding the bottoms of the top teeth and the top of the bottom teeth. I know that sounds really confusing, but we want the lower half of the teeth obviously to resemble real teeth, and they're kind of rounded out a little bit. And then just go over with white paint wherever you feel like the teeth are getting a little muddy. And then I completely clean off my pencil brush and I'm going to just drag the bottom half of the teeth down so that it's a fading into my skin. And then for the top as well, I'm going to just drag that pencil up and flick it upwards so that it is basically fading and dragging the color and into the skin. And then now we're going to take this Makeup and Chill shade from the Too Faced Natural Love palette. And I'm taking this Morphe M441 brush. And I'm basically going to create the hollow of my cheekbones. So I'm going in very circular motions toward the lower half of the paint, but not really yet touching that black paint because I don't want to mix the two yet. I just want to lay down the hollows of my skeleton. And then I'm going to go back in with some paint, and then I'm going to kind of blend that down into the hollow area. Then going back again with the Morphe M441 brush and a little bit more of that Makeup and Chill shade, I'm going to blend these two colors together so that they look very nice and there's a smooth transition. I'm also going to be layering a little bit of black shadow on top of the black paint so that it is set and that it doesn't move, and if someone touches you when you're wearing this look, it doesn't transfer. And so really the blend just comes from packing and blending, packing and blending. And that's when you get a really soft, smooth fade. I'm also going to set the nose area because at this point it is definitely getting all oily and gross over there. And my biggest tip is never feel like you cannot go back and fix the things that you do not like. You can always go back in and fix things you don't like. Take a step back, really look at it, and then go back in with whatever you need. For this eye look, I'm taking again the Makeup and Chill shade on that MAC 242 brush. And I'm packing that heavily on the lid. I wasn't sure what eye look I was going for yet, so it kind of looks like I'm going to do a cut crease or going to do something crazy, but I ended up just blending that shadow out with a little bit of black shadow from the palette as well, and just basically diffusing those colors and just blowing them out, giving me a really smoky eye. And then I'm going in with a brown transition shade. It's a loose shadow, so I honestly don't know what the shadow is called, but any transition shade is going to be great. And then I'm going back in again with the Makeup and Chill shade on the lid just to keep it real smoky. And then for the bottom lash line, again, Makeup and Chill shade. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and take some black shadow and just kind of run that along the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take my Hoola bronzer and I'm going to really warm up the temple area. I want to create more hollows in the forehead area like a real skeleton would have. And I'm starting with a contour shade first so that we have a lot of dimension when we add in the darker colors later. And then we're taking again Makeup and Chill shade, and we are going to deepen up those hollows right on the side of the eyebrow where the temples are. Circular motions are great for this because really the hollows would be very circular. They're going to be more rounded out. And then black. You can take black paint if you don't mind it getting in your hair, or you can take black shadow like I did. And now I'm just really deepening up those temple areas. My baby hairs were so annoying when I was trying to do this. They're just all over the place. And then I wanted to kind of contour my nose a little bit more, but I don't really know if this was the best idea, so you could definitely skip this step. And then that is it for this skeleton makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Have a happy and safe Halloween. Bye.
Bitch, I'm awesome.